Picture it, 1972. Bell-bottoms are non-negotiable, FM radio is king, and rock and roll is the soundtrack to every dream, heartbreak, and highway cruise. While the heavyweights like Led Zeppelin and The Who were busy carving their names in stone, a scrappy crew of underdogs snuck onto the charts with songs so good they didn't need a sequel. These one-hit wonders were like that guy at the bar who tells one killer story, then vanishes into the night. Here's a rundown of 12 tracks that lit up 1972, only to fade away. But man, do they still hit like a Marshall stack cranked to 11. Brandy, You're a Fine Girl. Looking Glass.
On a western bay and it serves 100.
God, this song hurts so good. It's a soft rock anthem with a hook so absolutely irresistible it feels like falling in love. This gem is pure heartache in a bottle. That jangly guitar and those wistful vocals make Brandy the girl we all fell for, waiting tables by the harbor while her sailor lover sails off into the blue. This track wasn't just popular, it was a phenomenon, absolutely dominating the airwaves and hitting #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, staying there for weeks in August 1972. And get this, it's so iconic, it even got a shout-out in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. But here's the cruel twist to this beautiful story. Brandy was the hit that, in many ways, killed the band. While it was massive, pure yacht rock before yacht rock even existed, Looking Glass reportedly hated it. Lead singer Elliot Lurie famously called it a novelty song and resented being forever typecast as the sailor's girl guy. Their label, Epic Records, relentlessly pushed them to record more nautical-themed tracks, leading to the forced, half-hearted Jimmy Loves Mary Ann. When that follow-up flopped like a bad cover band, barely scraping into the top 40 at number 33, and nowhere near replicating Brandy's success, the band imploded. Lurie, disillusioned, eventually quit music entirely, later scoring films like Shrek 2. Ironically, a franchise about an outcast finding redemption. They poured their souls into this masterpiece and never touched the charts at that level again. One hit, one heartbreaker, one masterpiece, and a career cut short. And just a little-known fact for you. The harbor in the song? It's actually based on a real New Jersey bar where Lurie once saw a waitress flirting with sailors. He never even spoke to her. Hold Your Head Up, Argent. That iconic organ riff just pierces your chest like lightning. Argent, led by ex-Zombies keyboardist Rod Argent, crafted a prog rock anthem that screams, "Keep going, man." And that soaring chorus, it lifts you straight to heaven. This is prog rock distilled into pure emotion, made to shake arenas, made to make you feel alive, made to remind you that rock and roll can absolutely save your damn soul. Hold Your Head Up was a massive transatlantic hit, peaking at #5 on the Billboard Hot 100 here in the US, and also hitting #5 in the UK. But here's a wild twist. This prog hit almost didn't happen. The band was initially furious because the original was a 6-minute prog odyssey, but RCA Records chopped it in half for radio, fearing DJs wouldn't play it. The irony? That unforgettable organ riff wasn't even Rod Argent's idea. It was bassist Jim Rodford's, who later joined the Kinks. While Argent had a solid discography and were respected in progressive rock circles, this song remains their undisputed signature single. Despite releasing several more singles, none ever came close to its chart performance or public recognition. They did it once, and that one time was enough to change everything for them. Tragically, after this hit, Argent pivoted to jazz fusion and vanished from the charts forever. And for a buried truth, the song's empowering lyrics were actually inspired by Rod's wife, who was battling depression. If this doesn't make you want to air drum in traffic, check your pulse. Easy Livin', Uriah Heep. Get ready for a thunderous explosion of hard rock fury that'll rattle your bones. Uriah Heep certainly had deeper albums, richer catalogs filled with incredible tracks, but this was their one undeniable shining moment on American radio. It was one glorious, unapologetic burst of everything rock should be, climbing to number 39 on the Billboard Hot 100. This track, with its driving riff and powerhouse vocals, was the sole one that truly broke through to mainstream American audiences on a significant scale. Raw, powerful, unforgettable, fun tidbit. The song was written in a single, whiskey-fueled studio night. Here's the dark twist. While Easy Livin' was their only US hit, it nearly broke the band. It was actually born out of a desperate last-minute studio scramble after their original single flopped. Their label then pushed them into a brutal, non-stop touring schedule that led to exhaustion, internal fistfights, and singer David Byron's alcoholism spiraling dangerously out of control. By 1976, he was tragically fired. The band survived, but their shot at superstardom in America didn't. Motorcycle Mama, Sailcat. Feel that southern breeze, man. This is a laid-back rock gem that somehow captured lightning in a bottle. It's perfect for cruising down endless highways, perfect for dreaming, perfect for that one summer that just changed everything.
You got something better to do.
Motorcycle Mama was a genuine success, climbing to number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1972. Sailcat vanished faster than a hitchhiker, leaving this gem as their sole legacy. And here's the kicker, folks. Sailcat wasn't even a real band. It was actually a studio project cooked up by session musicians from the legendary Muscle Shoals. Their label, Elektra, completely invented a backstory about them being a group of bikers. So when Motorcycle Mama blew up and hit the top 12, they had to quickly hire a bunch of random guys just to lip sync on TV. The band actually broke up before they ever played a single real show. The ultimate bonus absurdity? The lead singer on the track was supposedly a janitor at the studio who could just kinda sing. Talk about a prime example of a band burning brightest and fastest with just one perfectly crafted song. One ride, one classic.
Guitar, it would be a trio, the baby makes three.
Hot Rod Lincoln, Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airmen. This is country boogie with a wild, reckless sense of speed that'll make your heart pound like an engine. A novelty hit, yeah, but one that absolutely roared through 1972 like a dragster on fire, leaving nothing but tire marks and pure, unadulterated memories in its wake. Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airmen scored their biggest and essentially only chart success with this track, taking this 1950s cover to number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100. It brilliantly blended boogie-woogie piano with a reckless pedal-to-the-metal vibe. Here's the kicker about this seemingly fun ride. This novelty hit actually nearly bankrupted them. While their version of this 1955 classic shot up the charts, the band reportedly spent all their royalties on a custom tour bus that, almost immediately, broke down. By 1974, they were playing dive bars just to scrounge up gas money. And speaking of quirks, the Lost Planet Airmen gimmick? That was a cool reference to 1950s sci-fi. But fans actually thought they were actual UFO enthusiasts. Pure adrenaline, pure joy, pure 72, burn rubber, baby. Crazy Mama, J.J. Cale. Cool as ice, smooth as whiskey, and bluesy as a broken heart. J.J. Cale's influence stretched across decades, inspiring legends like Eric Clapton and Lynyrd Skynyrd, shaping sounds for generations. But surprisingly, only one of his own songs truly charted as a single. Crazy Mama was J.J. Cale's sole entry into the Billboard Hot 100's top 40, reaching number 22. Despite being a highly respected and prolific songwriter whose work was covered by countless major artists, this track remains his only significant solo chart success, making him an undeniable one-hit wonder on the performance side. This was it, his one moment in the sun. Here's the wild truth about that moment. J.J. Cale actually loathed fame. When Crazy Mama blew up, he refused to tour, preferring to hide away in his Oklahoma home studio, which, incidentally, is where he recorded this raw, intimate gem. While Eric Clapton later made millions covering Cale's songs like Cocaine and After Midnight, Cale himself famously lived a humble life, reportedly even residing in a trailer and recording in secret. He truly didn't want the fuss. In fact, when he passed away in 2013, his tombstone simply read, "Doesn't want no fuss." What a beautiful, haunting moment it was. One hit, but damn, it's a vibe that never quits. Run, 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 JoJo Gunn. Born from the ashes and dreams of spirit, this band sprinted straight into our hearts with a single hard rock shot that hit like a bullet. They literally ran straight into the top 40, with Run, Run, Run peaking at number 27 on the Billboard Hot 100. It was the undeniable standout hit for JoJo Gunn, a supergroup formed by former members of Spirit after some creative differences. Despite their hard-driving rock sound, none of their subsequent singles managed to achieve anywhere near the same level of chart success or public recognition, and that was it. One magnificent sprint, one perfect moment, gone. Here's the wild truth about this one. Run, Run, Run was the hit that, ironically, split their cult fan base. While it brought them mainstream success, their old progressive rock fans found it too commercial and felt abandoned by the band's new, harder-hitting sound. By 1975, just a few years after their big moment, JoJo Gunn was done. And for a weird footnote, that infectious Run, Run, Run chant in the song, it was actually inspired by lead singer Jay Ferguson's nightmare about being chased by a bear. Ferguson did later find solo success with Thunder Island in 1978, but that was his journey alone, not with JoJo Gunn. One shot, one banger. Welcome to the party where all just people's in the wind. Stuck in the middle with you, Steelers Wheel. This one sounds like Bob Dylan having a beautiful breakdown. Feels like musical satire, and somehow ended up soundtracking one of cinema's most unforgettable moments. Yeah, I'm talking about Reservoir Dogs. It's a strange, catchy fluke that somehow stuck forever in pop culture's heart. In the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the middle. This Dylan-esque pop rock earworm actually came out in late '72, but it really blew up in '73, peaking at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 here in the US, and hitting the top 10 in countless other countries. Now here's the wild part. Everyone thought this was Bob Dylan, including Dylan's own record label, who actually called Steelers Wheel to ask why he'd released a song without telling them. The band's response? We wish. Steelers Wheel, a Scottish band, never managed to produce another hit single that even came close to the global reach and lasting impact of Stuck in the Middle with You, solidifying their status as a quintessential one-hit wonder. Fun fact. After Tarantino used it in that infamous torture scene, singer Jerry Rafferty reportedly banned it from being used in commercials. He apparently hated violence. Weird, wonderful, immortal, pure genius, pure 72. Go all the way, Raspberries. This is power pop perfection that makes you want to scream. With controversial lyrics, fuzzy guitars that buzz with electricity, and Eric Carmen before he broke out with the ballads, this track is pure lightning captured in a bottle. Go All the Way was Raspberries' undeniable breakthrough hit, soaring to number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. It was so electric, it's no wonder Guardians of the Galaxy revived it decades later. While the band did have a few other top 40 singles like I Wanna Be With You and Overnight Sensation, Hit Record, Go All the Way remains their most iconic, most recognizable, and most influential track by a significant margin, widely considered their signature one-hit wonder. Here's the bitter irony. This power pop hit, in a way, killed a career. Radio stations actually banned it for being too risque back in '72. Guess Go All the Way was just too hot for the airwaves then. But the real scandal? Raspberries were arguably too ahead of their time, and as Eric Carmen's ballads later made him rich with songs like All By Myself, he eventually abandoned rock, leaving many fans heartbroken. Despite its resurgence in pop culture, Carmen himself reportedly hates that Go All the Way is his lasting legacy. Dangerous, perfect, everything rock should be, still a banger. Thunder and Lightning, Chi Coltrane. Prepare for a storm of piano rock, led by a powerhouse female voice that could absolutely move mountains. Chi Coltrane shook the charts like an earthquake just once, with Thunder and Lightning reaching number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100. This track was her sole hit single, and despite her undeniable talent and powerful performance on it, she never achieved comparable chart success with subsequent releases, cementing this song's place as her defining one-hit wonder. Here's the powerful yet poignant truth. Chi Coltrane had Janis Joplin's fire, but she simply refused to play the industry's game. After her hit, labels wanted her to conform to a blonde bombshell image. She famously said no, choosing to move to Europe and pursue her passion as a classical pianist instead. It's a testament to her integrity that she wrote this song in her early 20s, pounding it out on a piano in a tiny apartment, after a bad breakup with a famous producer, who then even tried to steal her publishing rights. One thunderclap, and she was gone from the pop charts. But what a spark she left behind. One moment of pure power, forever echoing. Dancing in the Moonlight, King Harvest. This is soft funk rock overflowing with good vibes that just heal your soul.
We get it almost every night.
Those harmonies, that irresistible groove, it literally never gets old, never stops making you believe in a little bit of magic. It's still on playlists today, still making people fall in love with music every single time they hear it. Dancing in the Moonlight was King Harvest's breakthrough hit, climbing to number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100. Despite its enduring popularity and feel-good vibe, King Harvest never managed to catch that lightning twice with any subsequent releases, making this their defining and beloved one-hit wonder. Here's the wild story behind it. King Harvest's version is iconic, but it's actually a cover of a 1970 track by a band called Buffalongo, a group that broke up before their original version even charted. And King Harvest's singer? He was a French guy who barely spoke English, which just adds to the mystique. There's also a bittersweet twist. The songwriter, Sherman Kelly, was brutally attacked by a Haitian gang before writing it. The song was his escape and a vision of peace. Sometimes one perfect song is enough to live forever. One hit, endless good vibes. Nice to Be With You, Gallery. Sweet as summer honey, sunny as first love, and undeniably catchy like that perfect day you'll never forget. This is one of those songs that just embodies the pure, innocent, and achingly beautiful spirit of 1972. Nice to Be With You was a massive success for Gallery, climbing all the way to number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. While this Detroit outfit, channeling that Motown polish into rock, did manage to get a couple of other songs into the top 40, like I Believe in Music and Big City Miss Ruth Ann, neither came close to the sustained popularity or iconic status of Nice to Be With You. Here's the sad twist. This hit actually fueled a lawsuit. Gallery's lead singer, Jim Gold, reportedly hated the band's name, which was the label's idea. When Nice to Be With You shot to number 4, he sued to leave the band and ultimately won. They tried replacing him, but honestly, nobody cared. The final insult? The song's now forever etched in pop culture, thanks to Forrest Gump. But Jim Gold allegedly never saw any royalties from it due to a terrible contract. It's the kind of song that makes you miss a summer you never had, even as its legacy is fraught with legal battles. These 12 songs are the underdogs of 1972. Bands that swung for the fences, nailed a home run, then faded like a Polaroid left in the sun. But each one's a reminder that you don't need a discography full of hits to leave a mark. Just one song that hits the soul like a freight train. If you're a fan of classic rock, forgotten gems that break your heart, and the tragic, beautiful stories behind the music that changed everything, be sure to hit that like button, drop a comment with your favorite one-hit wonder, and subscribe to join us on this emotional journey down memory lane. This is WoodsRock, where old rock never dies. It just cranks louder, burns brighter, and loves harder.